Creating reusable component in Power Apps is not just a productivity hack, it's one of the best practice that every app maker should follow. By standardizing components, you ensure consistency, scalability, maintainability across your apps. In today's tutorial, I'll walk you through how to build a horizontal navbar inside a Power Apps component library and then show you how to reuse it seamlessly across different apps and environments. To create a component library, you have to go to make.powerapps.com. And in the left menu, there is more option. Click on this. There is discover all. Click on this. Scroll down this page a little bit. In the app enhancement, you will see there is an option component libraries. Click on this. You will land to this component library screen from where you can create your first component. You can click on new component library or create a component library. Another way of creating this library is create a solution inside your Power Apps, and inside that solution go to new, more, that is component library. This approach can be useful when you want to deploy your component library from one environment to another environment. So let's suppose you have a dev environment, then you want to deploy your app into UAT and then production. In that case, you will have to move your component library if you are referencing any component from this component library. We'll talk about this later, but for now, we're going to create a new component library. I will name this global comp lib. Click create. You can see a canvas app looking experience is there where we have screen tab and components tab. So the screen tab is by default mobile compatible. What you can do is go to your settings, display, change the orientations to landscape, click on apply. So it's a little tab like experience will appear. It's better for testing your app if you're creating a desktop application. And in the components, by default there is components 1 is created. You can create new component from here similar to what you create as a local component. I'll rename this as top nav. I'll set width as app.width. Height I'm going to set as 40. So there is a allow customization. This is turned on. When this is turned on, what happens is if you are inheriting this component inside your Power Apps, whether you want to edit that particular component there as a local copy or not. If you want, then you can allow this customization. That means once this is turned on, user can edit the component at app level and can create a local copy of that component. And if it is turned off, then there is no options to edit that component. That means user have to inherit whatever there in component library. Now we're going to create some custom properties. First one will be menu items. And data type I'm going to create as table. Click create. Next one I'm going to create header details. Here we'll put our logo and logo text. So it will be type record. Click on create. I'll go to my top nav, and in the property I can see menu items. There is a sample table created already. So we'll enhance this. I need an ID set to 1. Then I need a title. Set to home. Then I need a screen where I want to redirect the user. It will be app.activeScreen. I'll copy this entire object. Now paste this multiple time by comma separated based on how many menu I want to create. and I'll change name accordingly. Home, this will be new. Approvals, all requests. You can create whatever you need. So this is what I have created. And now I'll go to header details, and in the header details I'll say header text. So it will be learn tech for now, and I need logo img. This we're gonna put as sample image. This is getting an error, but this will get resolved, don't worry about that. We'll take this later. So once these are done, now inside our component we're going to create a structure. So I'll insert a horizontal container, and I'll name this as outer container. The X position of this will be 0, Y position of this will be 0, and width of this I'm going to set as parent.width, and height of this I'm going to set as parent.height. You can put a drop shadow as well if you want. So let's put this extra bold. And now inside this outer container, I'm gonna set two more container. I'll just copy and paste them. There is a minimum height as well. I'll just set this to 0, and this minimum height I'll set this to 0. In fill portion you can see 1/2. So this is good for us. This is what we are looking for, and flexible width is turned on. So it is taking equal space. We can change this anytime. Let's suppose if I do this as 0.5. So you will see it will acquire the space accordingly. Change this, right container, and in the left container I'm going to insert an image, and this I'm going to set as width 40, and height is going to be parent.height. And this left container I'll set padding left as 10. So you will see there is little space before the image start. And now in the left container itself I'm gonna insert a text label, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this padding to 0, maybe padding left keep it 5 to nothing, and minimum width I'm gonna change to 0. Flexible width is turned on. You will see it is fitting according to the need, and height of this I'm gonna set as parent.height, and there would be a min height as well. Just remove this. I can fill some background color to my component. To do that I'll go to the fill. What I can do is app.theme.colors.primary, and it will set some primary theme. If you don't see any theme options here, what you can do is you can go to the settings, updates. You can turn this modern theme in control. You will have modern themes up here, and you can choose any themes that you want. Next, inside our right container, I'm going to insert a gallery, a horizontal gallery, and the items of this one will be top nav dot menu items, the menu items that we created. And I will set this gallery a little bit. Show scroll bar, turn this off. Template size I'm going to set this to 200 for now. Template padding is set to 0. Inside this gallery, edit this, insert a button, and set the button X to 0, Y to 0. Height will be parent dot template height, and if we go here, so it's a template size is there, minimum width is this, minimum height is set to 0, the minimum width is 320, and now if we go, what we're gonna do is the template size 200, so width of this we're gonna put as parent dot template width. In the text property of this button, this item dot title. So you'll see that all the menu items are here now. One more thing, in the gallery, we're gonna insert a line, a vertical line, and width of vertical line is 1. Y we're gonna set up this to 0. X of this one we're gonna set as like so let's give this button a name first. It will be menu text, and this icon one vertical line, so the X position will be menu text dot width. All right, and the color of this one I'm gonna set to white, fill as well white, so you'll see a nice line coming up in between. And this right container, drop shadow none, borrow radius for this one is as well 0, and same goes for the left container, borrow radius 0, box shadow 0. Try to upload a image. This is Copilot logo, and now if I go to my component, and in the component property, if you go to the header detail, and in the logo image, this Copilot logo here into the left, and I can set as the image property here. It is sample image. I can set top nav dot header details dot logo image. It will bring the logo here. So I'll just do fill. Let's look better. We have to change the text color that is into the header. So we're gonna say white and semi bold, and size will be 16, or maybe I can put this bold. And for this, the text property will be our top nav dot header details dot header text that we put, so it will put learn and tech. Now the navigation is complete. One more thing we have to do on this button on select property. We'll say navigate this item dot screen. Save this. Now we can test this component as well. We'll go to the screen, and if I go to insert, in the custom you will see the top nav is coming as an option. Once I do this, now I can see and test that how my top navigation is looking like. It is something that we want to achieve. And if you have to add something on top of this, what you can do is, let's suppose I add a horizontal gallery container, a horizontal container. I can put this nav inside this container by just pasting this, and this container width I can set as app dot width, and the X position of this will be 0, and height I'm gonna set as 40 because I know that. And what I'll do is I'll just put some extra bold radius, and the bar radius I'll set to 10 or maybe like 40. And if you just do this way, you'll see that a nice looking navbar menu is available for you with the drop shadow and this bar radius effect, and this look better. And if we just want to move this little on the top, so I'm gonna set the Y property to, let's suppose 10. It will leave a little bit of space and it will give you a nice experience of your tap navigation. So we're gonna now import this component library that we have created into one of our PowerApps application. So we'll go here, publish this. It will take some time to publish. Meanwhile, I'll go to my navbar component solution. Inside the app, there is no app right now. I can create a canvas app here. And I'll say component demo app, format tablet, click on create. This is created. To access the component library, insert and get more components option here. You will see a top nav component is visible me under global comp library. I can access this. One more thing about this component library is the people who has access, only they can access this component library. So just make sure that if you want to use it, any of your application, and want let other your peers or colleague do that, give them access at this app level. I'll just showcase you how to do that. You have a share option. You can share this component library directly to user, or you can manage access the way like we do in our PowerApps. So it's a similar experience. You can give the access. Once it is applied, they can access. So let me just add one more user here. So I'll add Krishan Sharma. What access you want to give as a user can use the app only, and co-owner can edit that as well. So I'll share, it will share the app. Meanwhile, I have this top nav available. I'll see if I can use this directly. It is added. And now if you go to your component library component here, and you will see there is top nav, and it is up there in your app. And what I'm going to do, similar thing, I'm going to insert a container that is a horizontal container, and width I'm going to set as parent.width, x position will be 0, y will be like 10, and height will be 40 because I know the height. And this top nav I'm gonna put cut this, paste this inside this container, and I'm gonna set the drop shadow extra bold. Border radius I'm gonna set to 40. And if I run this, you will see the similar experience that we had. We are having the similar experience. Now one more thing what you can do here is instead of giving these menu items manually in every screen, just copy this entire one and go to the app, go to the formula property of the app, and create a formula. So I'll say nav menu equal to, just paste this table and copy this nav menu, put this in the menu item. So I have to put a semicolon here, and you will see it's working fine, and this top nav is now referring to the nav menu, and it is our into formula, and we can update this once, and we can use this component as many edge screen we want. So we'll do this. What we're going to do is we're going to create, so this will be our home screen. So I'm going to create some duplicate screen now, and I'll paste this. This one will be approvals, and I'm gonna insert a label here which will say approval, so we can identify this. Font size I'm gonna set to 30. Okay, and similarly I'm gonna copy this now and paste. This one I'm gonna set to all request. Change the screen all, approvals, and home. So go to the app. In the home, instead of app.active screen, just type home. You have the home screen. And in the approvals, just type approval screen. And into the all, just type all. I think we have done some mistakes here. Okay, we have the all screen. Now if I save this and if I try to run this, you will see if I click on home, it's taken me to the home screen. New, there is no screen. Approvals, we have approval screens. All request, we have all request screen. As you can see in my app components, there is no components right now. And if I go here into this component, click here, there is edit component option. If I click edit, it gives a pop-up. If you want to edit this component, you can either create a local copy of this app or open the component library and edit the component there. So what it's saying basically is, if you want to make any changes, make the changes directly in your component library. That will reflect automatically here because the sync is already there. And if you don't want to do that, create a local copy. In that case, the sync will be removed. So everything will be now specific to this app. So if I create a copy, you will see in my app components, now we have components available, and I can now modify this component the way I had it in my component library. So everything I have available, it's now not a packaged component. I have everything as an access. I can access the custom properties as well. So everything I can do it here. So this could be a requirement sometime, because the component library you create a common structure, but sometimes you want to add some things at the local level. So you can create a copy and keep it as it is. And when you deploy this app as a solutions from one environment to another environment, you don't have to then migrate your component library. In that case, this component is part of your app and it will move with your solutions together. So this could be another approach that you might be looking. So once you have done this, what you have to do is that you just have to remove these and add this component name, because now you have the local copy, you have to reference that, and that way it will be all sorted for you. And you can add multiple components inside this component library and can reference them similar way that we did. And that way it will be all sorted for you. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions and query and you need more understanding on the component library part, let me know. I'll try to answer all those questions. If required, we'll create one more video on top of this. Thank you so much for watching.